What are you doing here, Sam?
So I'm just knocking this gudgeon pin out. Well, it seems like it's got only the one circular pin. So we're just drifting it the opposite way to the circle it seems to be going. So just using a little bit of brass so we don't damage anything.
There's your top tip for the day. Bit of brass.
Ah, it's got a little dowel in it. That's why there's only one circlip. So the dowel stops it drifting this way.
Oh. That's, yeah, fair dues. Get that there. That little dowel on the end.
So it's just a circlip on that side to stop it going that way.
And then the dowel on the back end. Right, cool.
Right, we can have something a bit...
A bit of Barbie, take your pick on there, Mum.
Feels like that is that.
The anvil just there. Is it brass?
Yep.
It's got journals in it by the looks of it, a little bit of a... Or yeah, it's got a little bit of wear.
Scrolls.
So...
It looks like
would that just oil itself then, with the oil that's picked up inside it?
Yeah, well, I thought, which might be, it's either
got
that or a centred hole.
So like a little brass oil. Got a bush in there. Yeah, you can kind of just make it out. Yeah, you got it. And a couple of journals.
I thought... What's the point of that? It's got an oil feed to a pen that doesn't move.
The thing is though, this is a clone, isn't it? This is a Chinese clone of another hammer.
Yeah.
And I think it's a Chinese clone of another clone.
Oh right.
It's a from what I think John said, it's a Chinese clone, I think anyway, of a clone of a Massey. So it's like, you know.
I get what you mean. Well, I would have liked to have seen some sort of... I mean, I guess that's running on the pin. Let's see what sort of fit that is. But you'd like to see something where, like, say if it was like an engine, like an old engine, you just have a hole in the top and just oil that gets thrown around.
Just feed into it. Yeah. Is that something that's worth doing, do you reckon?
Unless it's got, you know, some... No, it's just the centre thing. Some engines, they feed oil from the crank.
It's a cast bar.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Cheapen it. Scrape all the old shit together in the foundry and burn it, melt it again.
Yeah, check that out. You can get in a better light.
Melt it again and
it's really rough, isn't it? And they've gone with a bit of green and then a bit of red and wherever else they've done.
Well, if you think about it, rods in an engine are, you know, forged.
Yeah, I suppose.
Drop forge. What? I wonder if that's feeding that.
Go on, Sam. What's the breakthrough?
I mean, why we don't just get an airline instead?
It'd be too easy.
So what's going on here is that's scraping oil, feeding it into that hole.
Yeah.
The hole comes out in there.
Yeah.
Which you probably can't see.
And then feeds into the...
And then that...
Feeds into there.
That there lines up with that when it's in from that way.
Yeah.
And then that and that is cross-drilled.
So it feeds it into the bushing.
So yeah, so then it's feeding into the bushing. So
it is getting... And it's pressurised obviously with the ice, so it's just probably forcing oil through with it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. And that is what cool. That is. Because in the end of that looks all smashed
plugged
up.
It.
Yeah, they've obviously drilled through.
Yeah, cross-drilled it and then they've
plugged it with...
Yeah.
You know, whatever they found on the floor, chopped it off. There you go. See you later.
So I had a bit of thought to it then.
Yeah, it's just crude, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like it's like 1875 kind of thing.
That's cool.
But
I would have looked straight past that, I guess.
One thing that's nice is that the pin's like a, you know, it's a fit. You know, it's like a knock-in fit. rather than, you know, I thought, is it going to be like a dick in a dustbin, you know what I mean?
What do you reckon? Just give this all a good clean then?
I think so, yeah.
Just give it a good clean and leave it as it is. Cool.
This is probably a bit on the tight side.
Would that be just because of the wear over time, or?
Whether they're expecting it to wear a lot, I don't know, but...
So I suppose that's quite a crucial part then, is it?
Yeah, because you don't really
If it's
want
not getting
this
oil, it's just,
picking up,
it's going to be, yeah.
See, if it's too tight, like that as well, it'll be trying to turn in that, so then eventually it'll be, well, you can see actually. You can see there's like knocking on the edge of that pin.
Yeah.
Where, because it's so tight, I think this, to be honest, is a tighter fit than that. So when I was having to drive this pin out,
It was gripping on that.
driving it out of the bush.
Right.
More so than this. Well, what's been happening is, as that rod moves, it's been rocking it's been smashing the pin around inside there. You know, like trying to effectively do that with it, because it's been tight on that. So we'll have to just open that out a little bit.
Right.
Might hone out, measure it up, see how far off it is. You know, you want like, between this and that, you want like a thou, half a thou, something like that. I mean, you could probably manage a thou in this, but you know, it should just be like a sort of slide.
Just slides in, yeah.
Oh, just the sort of layout, you know, it's sort of pretty straightforward.
I thought there's going to be a lot more to it, to be honest.
Well,
rather than just a big flywheel and
it's just nice to see
a shaft.
Things like the threaded the pistons so that you can get a lifting.
Yeah.
You know, it just being a complete misery, and
it's thrown together without any thought of taking it apart. Like, yeah.
You know, like you'd have to try and jack the piston up. You'd be in there with a bloody cordless or something, wouldn't you, drilling a hole in it and all that sort of
Probably need a chisel, knock that out off, won't we? There's a little flat chisel there, man. You try and knock that off there, see if you can. It's undone.
with this little hammer. Have you marked it?
No.
Jewel. I'll just put a dot on there as well.
Yep. There's a bolt in there, isn't there?
Bolt, yeah.
Looks like it.
Do you want me to get it out?
Yeah, why not? Try and keep the profanities to a minimum. Okay, so let's get Sam has had the brainwave. Conrod's out. Let me get the light on this. That's not coming off, although there's no circle or anything holding that on. There's a bearing there, obviously, onto this crankshaft. So Sam has decided it's probably easier just to take the whole housing out. Keep the flywheel intact.
Well, there's no room, is there, to just...
No.
You just
And it looks...
get anything off it.
Sam's noticed, obviously, if you line it all up, you've got a little notch down there I'm pointing to, so this should all slide out as one unit. The bearings we're going to replace because they just look like... Well, they just don't look great. And bits of swarf and everything, so it's just sort of been thrown together.
We need to get the tension off these belts.
Let's take the motor off.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll whip that off now.
Just get rid of the filler.
It's like holding this bloody hammer together, isn't it?
It's just going to fall to bits.
Probably more money. It's probably $2 worth of just filler.
Yeah. Right.
So that's going to be probably tight, is it?
Yeah.
Penetrating oil on it, do you reckon, or?
No, nothing on it. Just forget it. Put it in the press. Yeah, that's it.
That's tight. Is that just a plasma piece of metal?
It's plasma. I was just like,
That's like, I recognise that.
Yeah.
It's like a little indicator. No, it's just a piece of metal that's been chopped out. Purpose-made washers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'll have to do some ornate pinstriping on this.
Yeah, that's it. That's your department. I don't think we're just gonna quite. I'll try it. I'll give it a try.
What are you thinking?
I think try and get a socket on that.
Okay. So the motor's off. The flywheel's exposed. It only looks like a Diddy flywheel, doesn't it? What do you reckon, guys? So the lighting's not perfect. It's not the best place for lighting, but to be honest, I like when you're forging, it's keeping it dark. We'll rig something up in time. Hello. We're filming. Yeah, so go on, Sam. What have you gone with here?
Well, we found out. I don't know. You might be able, now we've got it back a bit. You might be able to see that slot. Where's the? Let's put a bit of light in there.
Yeah, torch is there. I'm gonna see what you want.
You can see that slot there.
Okay.
Yeah. That slot there. Yeah. So that.
Oh right, yeah.
I
We
was
see.
like,
Just picked up on that.
That is probably going to come back through there.
And it does.
We noticed the ring of bolts around here.
Well,
So
you did.
Decided it's like a bearing housing. Well, we won't have a look at the bearings
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, looking at the state of.
So that's like obviously the crankshaft on there. We get your torch on.
So yeah, we thought, well, let's try and whip it all out, and then with the boss of it, then we've got it on the bench, and we can do anything.
It's fully dismantled, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, other than like the valves there, the air valves, what they are.
Yeah.
But
them having a bit. So yeah, I reckon. Well, we've broke its back here, so we might as well lift this up.
Let's stick this somewhere.
Set it up on that.
Lift.
I think I'm going to be stood in the way. What? Once we get it out,
Yeah.
you come with me.
Yeah.
And get it
Yeah. Cool. You sure?
Yeah.
Right. Get yourself in.
Get some daylight on it.
Big old lump. It's almost like something you get on a steam engine, Sam. So why was that giving you grief?
Well,
What is that?
just rusted on, isn't it?
A big old, what's that? Big massive like score on it. Is it mushroomed over at the end of the
I think
pin?
it is, yeah.
What is that, Sam? What's going on there?
Looks like someone's belted it.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
it's alright. Get that. That's obviously the cap. Drill and tap. Grease nipple on there. What are you saying? Get a unsealed bearing. Just pump it in every now and then.
Because there's enough clearance at the back for it to push, push
Cool.
through.
Yeah, sweet.
Rather than it just hydraulic in. And then I guess maybe just I'll have to see what's in here, but I should think it's just ordinary.
I'll give that a good clean as well. Looks a bit nasty.
There it is.
So that's the. You just pull that out of there, eh?
Yeah.
Let's get the light on.
It feels like a nice fit. It just feels like it's just rusty. Just wants a good clean like that.
Well, I could take these back and just give them a good clean
Yeah.
off. Guess they want gaskets on there, will they? Yeah. Just like the paper gasket seals.
Yeah, more paper gaskets. Yeah, it's just seal the air, isn't it? Just stop air leaks. It's not, if it was cleaned up, it's even better now it's been out. But it came out dead notchy before,
Yeah.
but it's turning even better now.
Wonderful.
I mean, I guess they would have just sorted themselves out, but it's out in it, so you might as well give it a bit of a clean up and a bit of love.
What do you think? It's a very fine paper.
Yeah. This up with.
No, it's fine. So, right, Sam's just picked up on this, obviously, because this is his bread and butter. The bush here, the conrod, is tight. Yeah, so I'll let Sam explain it to you.
Yeah, so this pin should be a nice slide fit in there.
That bush, yeah. And he said it's already picked up on it, he said
Yeah,
it started to wear.
picking up. There.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah,
there
you can get it, yeah.
See it picking up.
And also, you said the pin's obviously been slacking back into, not knocking back into that dowel.
Yeah, that dowel. You can see it's got a burr on it. So we're just going to mic it up, mic the pen up, measure the bore, and see where it's at. So
What's it coming out?
about 1. 1.105. .104. Bit of taper, nothing to this. Bit of taper, bit of ovality. Tell me if that makes no odds. Yeah, there's swarth in there as well. Where it's been picking up. I'll just. So if it's 104 on the pin, then this should be like 105. So that is 105 in the middle. 106 the other way. So then we'll just try it at the ends.
Are we looking?
Even bigger. 108. Smaller there because it's still got.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, you can pick it up.
106. Here we go. This is 104.
So it's a bit all over the place then.
Yeah, it's all over the place, but it's this end is tight, and that's
Right.
why it's only picked up on one
Right,
end.
right, okay.
So it's basically that is basically the same size. So
Yeah.
that's why it won't go.
Right,
together.
right, right. Okay, so yeah, just slightly open up the bush then.
Yeah, see, it's making a start in that end because it's like
Maybe slightly tapered.
110 one way, 106 the other way. Probably been reamed with an adjustable reamer, and this is what we were saying about.
Yeah, yeah, I remember you saying, yeah.
When you do it,
Cutting it like a
it's-
50p piece, like.
Yeah, you know, it's close, but it isn't like
Perfect.
boring it in there, you know.
We're going to do it once, I guess, aren't we? So, get it right.
So yeah, so there's two options really. We either shove that out and make a new one and start again, or just see if we can just hone it. Engine. That's it. Take the bush out and start again.
Yeah.
But being as it's just a power hammer, it's effectively just got to go round nice and free. It's not like, you know, it's not like got an explosion happening on top of it or any heat build up so much or anything. So I should think, like if you kind of go down the steam engine kind of route, where if it was something that was just slowly rotating, you know, if that was that, you'd put like 5 valve clearance in that, no problem. 510, something like that. But that's because you've got the heat of an engine that expands, you know, a lot on a steam engine, for example. But yeah, so it's just the only thing that bothers me is the fact it's like so out of shape. You know, it's really not a round hole, and the fact that you'll have, you know, some of the bush taking a bit more than the other, but I think it'll probably clean out okay.
Okay, cool.